Welcome back. We have got some breaking news from Manchester United.
A move that surprises few but marks yet another chapter of instability at Old Trafford. Manchester United have officially sacked manager Ruben Amorim, ending a 7-month spell that began with optimism but unraveled under pressure, poor results, and deep structural issues. The club released a statement early Friday morning confirming Amorim's departure, citing disappointing.
I don't know if they are going to be available. We are trying to push because
would like to thank Ruben for his professionalism, integrity, and efforts during his tenure. Manchester United remains committed to returning the club to the top of English and European football. A search for a new manager is now underway, the club announced. Ruben Amorim was heralded as a revolutionary hire when United secured him from Sporting CP in late 2024. At the time, Amorim was one of the most sought-after young managers in European football. At Sporting, he had implemented a modern 3-4-3 system, developed young talent, and ended a 19-year league title drought in Portugal. United were in crisis when they brought him in, having parted ways with Erik ten Hag after a string of disappointing seasons. Amorim was offered a 4-year deal and given assurances of patience and structural support by Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos-led Sporting team. The appointment marked a shift in vision. The club aimed to build long-term, focusing on youth development, pressing football, and tactical innovation. Despite the vision, the reality of Amorim's reign was starkly different. His tenure began with back-to-back defeats in the Premier League and an early exit from the Carabao Cup. Though he briefly stabilized the side with a few promising performances in December and January, the team's form nosedived after the winter break. Fan unrest, with repeated chants of "You're not United" heard in the Stretford End during home games. Worse yet, the team failed to show any distinct tactical identity. Amorim's trademark 3-4-3 quickly morphed into a confusing blend of systems. Players appeared out of sync and uncomfortable in their roles. Sources close to the club suggest that Amorim struggled to communicate effectively with the English-speaking squad and staff, relying heavily on assistants to convey his tactical philosophy. Multiple reports from inside Carrington point to growing tensions within the squad by March. Senior players such as Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Rafael Varane were reportedly disillusioned with Amorim's tactical changes and lack of adaptability. Training sessions, once intense and tactical, were later described by one club source as experimental and disjointed. There was a sense of confusion, said an unnamed staff member. He had big ideas, but no one really understood how they were supposed to work in the Premier League. And after the losses piled up, he looked more isolated each week. According to reports in The Athletic and The Times, Technical Director Dan Ashworth and Ineos executive Sir Dave Brailsford had already begun internal evaluations in April, preparing contingency plans should the end-of-season review demand action. With Amorim's dismissal, Manchester United are now searching for their 6th permanent manager in 12 years since Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013. Critics argue that the club's problems extend far beyond the dugout. Poor squad planning, haphazard transfer windows, and constant changes in football leadership have all contributed to the decline of one of Europe's most historic clubs. "It's no longer just about who's managing," said BBC pundit and former United captain Gary Neville. "The culture at United is broken. Until they fix that from the top down, recruitment, medical, development, analytics, changing managers won't fix a thing." Manchester United are expected to move quickly, with pre-season set to begin in early July. The following candidates have already been linked to the role: Roberto De Zerbi, recently left Brighton, admired for his attacking style. Thomas Frank, Brentford boss, seen as a steady, pragmatic hand. Zinedine Zidane, a fan favorite dream choice, though doubts remain over his desire to work in England. Julian Nagelsmann, currently with Germany for Euro 2024 but long admired by United's hierarchy. Graham Potter, previously interviewed before Amorim's hiring, remains in contention. The club has appointed Steve McClaren and Darren Fletcher as interim caretakers until a permanent replacement is announced. The response from fans has been mixed, with most supporting the decision but calling for structural changes. "This is the right call, but it doesn't mean anything if we're just going to repeat the cycle again," said Red Devils supporter Caitlin Myers outside Old Trafford. "We've been here before with Moyes, with Mourinho, with Ole, with Ten Hag. When does it stop?" Social media erupted with reactions under the hashtag #AmorimOut, which had been trending in recent weeks. Prominent former players like Rio Ferdinand and Roy Keane offered scathing assessments. "This job is the biggest in the world, and if you can't handle the pressure, don't take it," said Keane on Sky Sports. He looked lost for weeks. Though the promise was clear when he arrived, Ruben Amorim leaves Old Trafford as another footnote in the club's post-Ferguson instability. Fan unrest, with repeated chants of "You're not United" heard in the Stretford end during home games. Worse yet, the team failed to show any distinct tactical identity. Subscribe to Red Legacy TV for more updates.